What's going on, everybody? Trev Wilson here. Welcome back to the Bourbon Wrench. Today, we are going to be doing another tier list. This time, we are ranking Barton 1792 bourbons from the best to the worst. If you haven't seen the Old Forester tier list, go ahead, check that video out. That kind of will show you the breakdown of how we rank these bourbons. S being the best, A, B, C, and then everything under C fails. Today's video has a 1792 in every single graded level, okay? It's gonna get crazy. So I was just going to do the standard 1792 offerings until I went to their website to get the photos to go into the tier list, and they classify the only standard offering as the 1792 small batch. Everything else is considered a limited release. I had no friggin' idea that they did that. In a way, it kind of makes sense because the only one that I can actively go get on the shelf is the small batch, and periodically, very randomly, no sense of order, another bottle will show up. Once it's gone for months, a year. I don't know. So with that being said, I'm going to be reviewing all of the ones that I currently own. The only two on their website that I do not own is the 1792 High Rye and the Port Finish. That being said, I haven't heard anyone ever talk about the Port Finish, so maybe they just don't even make that. The High Rye, I've seen mumbles about it. Again, I don't think that is super popular. So if you own either of those bottles, be sure to watch this whole video and then go comment below, letting people know what you think of those two bottles compared to my list. That way, in the off chance they have one or stumble across one, they will know. Before we get into the list, remember, hit the like button, subscribe, friggin' nerds. Let's get right into it. The first bottle that we are going to be ranking today, the 1792 small batch. This is their standard offering bottle. This is the one that should be most stores, according to their website. This is the one standard offering bottle. I think it's okay. I don't think it's anything special, anything to write home about. I think in its price range, I think there's other bottles that I would much rather have, but for their standard offering, I think it's fine. It's okay, I like it. Comes in at 93.7 proof. Barton just loves making up proofs. They want to be different, I guess. I'm gonna put this in the B tier. I think this is just dead middle. It's fine. It's nothing to write home about. I think if you are a brand in your base model bourbon, this is the lowest bottle that they have, you should definitely be at least B. If you're lower than B, you're off to the wrong start. For me personally, I would put it B minus. It's really not my favorite thing, but I'm totally fine with having it. I think it's a good introduction. I mean, you gotta think, it's your base level bourbon. This is what's going to expose a vast majority of people to your brand. So if you don't have a decent starter bourbon, not a lot of people are gonna dive into the rest of the bottles. It's 30 bucks, I think it's fine. There's just other bottles in this list that I would much rather have, like the next bottle. Next up on the list, the 1792 Bottled in Bond. Now, this, I think, is where 1792 shines. And by shines, I mean really freaking brightly. I'm just gonna throw this out there right now. This is S tier 1792 to me. We're going all the way up, all the way to the top. And this one particularly is a store pick. So before we even go into that, a lot of people talk good about, man, the store picks are so good, they're so good. But what if you can't get a store pick? What if the base model's all you can get? Yes, I'm saying it now. The base model 1792, Bottled in Bond, S tier. Store picks can be super S tier. This is it. This is just prime example of Barton 1792 being delicious. It comes in at 100 proof, so with their weird 93.7, it's only a few higher. It's just it's full of so much more flavor than the basic model. I think the price of these are only a couple more dollars, maybe $10 more. totally freaking worth it. I just think this is where things really come together. I think a lot more people will drink this and be like, whoa, that's really good stuff. That being said, so we just covered an S tier bottle. Hate to break it to you, we're about to go all the way to the bottom of the list with the next bottle, and it's gonna be 1792 single barrel. Like, what the heck? I get it. This is a single barrel, you know, there could be good ones. I really hope there are good ones, okay? I hope you have a different experience of this bottle than I have, but this little fleshy colored single barrel is just, this particular bottle, my single barrel is an F for friggin' sucks. It's not good. It's downright grain. It's downright, it's an embarrassment. So the small batch was $30. The bottled and bond was $40. This was $50. Are you kidding me? I would take a small batch and a punch in the face over having another one of these. 49.3, 98.6 proof. It's higher proof, but man, this one just tastes like a bag of corn in grain, and there's just nothing interesting. There's no sweet depth. There's nothing. This is just bad. I hate to diss this bottle so hard because it is a single barrel. I really hope someone out there, if you have one that's good, you know, or even slightly decent, let us know, because this has turned me off from ever buying another single barrel. I really hope this is a one-off, but this is the most clear F I've ever given, and I don't give a lot of Fs. I will say, there's one caveat to this, and it's not really even a caveat. This is just a way of drinking this bottle. I found that blending this with some other 1792s makes it pretty decent. Like, I took a full proof, blended a little bit of this in the glass, and it's pretty good. That being said, that's a blend, not this bottle. It's staying at the bottom of the list. All right, moving on to a bottle I just mentioned, the 1792 Full Proof. Moving into the little black tag, 125 proof. This is a really friggin' good bottle. I've noticed the prices of these starting to go up. It used to be like 45 bucks. You can get a full proof. I've been seeing them now creeping up to the $60 range, which is pretty standard for full proof, barrel proof stuff. So I'm kind of, you know, I don't have any heartburn over that. What does give me some burn is this bottle. This sucker drinks hot. It's super ethanol forward, almost aggressively hot. That is my one knock of this bottle though. So, you know, I think a lot of people really love this bottle. I think a lot of people might put this into the S tier for them, but for me, I think just because it is so hot, I think I find myself reaching for the bottled and bond more. So for that reason, I am cool with putting it in the A tier. I think it's really good. I think full of flavor. I just think it is a little hot. Pro tip. So this is just totally bonus. This is why I'm gonna give it an A plus instead of just an A. If you pour this, I encourage you to try this at home. I've been saying this for years. Pour a glass, drink it inside, take some sips inside, then walk outside and try it. There's something about this bottle that just tastes totally different to me outside. It's really weird. I really enjoy it outside. It brings out some other flavors. My theory has kind of been that the ethanol burn that I get on this kind of dissipates more outside. I don't know, it tastes different. Give it a shot. Comment below if you've noticed a difference. All right, so we're gonna move on to what I call the more, you know, rarer bottles. Like, to me, they're the more limited edition bottles than the other ones, but I still see a lot of people finding them, getting them. So these are the ones. I don't think they're as widespread available to a lot of people, but we're still gonna cover them because I got them. First up is the 1792 Sweet Wheat. This is Barton's version of getting into the weeder game, and It's okay. 45.6, 91.2 proof. Again, sticking with, we're gonna do our own thing because sug it. This bottle, I think its problem is, I got this bottle in a raffle. It was like supposed to be some limited edition. Oh, this is so freaking rare. It's a rare 1792. Then you get it and you drink it and it's like, that's it. It's kind of flat and boring. There's not a whole lot going on. It just drinks so weak. The flavors that you do get are good. I like it. It's just does not, it leaves you wanting more. It leaves you really underwhelmed. I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's worth any sort of hype or anything. I don't know how much hype's even behind this bottle, but the fact that I had to get this in a raffle kind of is kind of telling. And for that, it kind of ruins the image of what this is. I paid 40 bucks for it. I would be cool with this being on the shelf for 40 bucks. Getting it in a raffle, that's kind of silly. I'm gonna put it in the C tier, okay? I think it passes. I think it's decent for what it does. I will pick any Maker's Mark over this. Shoot, I would probably pick a Weller or two over this bottle, and I don't really care for Weller that much. It's fine, but just know this is not some sort of special, limited, rare, delicious bottle. It's fine. It does its thing. It passes. You're not gonna just hate it. You might hate it. It's okay. So, C tier, you barely made it, sweet wheat. And finally, the last bottle that I personally own is the 1792 12 year. Now, freaking love this bottle. I might even say this is my favorite 1792 bottle, but maybe. I think the Bottled and Bond might edge it out. I really don't know, but that's not what this video is about. We're just gonna put it in a tier and then they can battle it out some other time. I think this is S tier Barton 1792 bourbon. It is so good. It's so oaky. It's crushable. You wanna just keep drinking this. This has that classic Barton ultra aged taste. So if you've tried like the Sam Houstons and the Calumets and stuff like that, you get a lot of like oaky, banana, cherry deliciousness. It's kind of like a toned down version of this. You just want to keep pouring this and drinking it and drinking it and drinking it. I love oak in my bourbon. This gives me enough oak to enjoy it without being overwhelmed. 96.6 proof, you know, just another weird proof. I think it works though. It's close enough to 100 to where I feel like I'm getting something. I wish this was easier to get. Part of me wishes Barton would just stop sourcing all of their older stuff to freaking everyone who wants to put a 15-year-old bourbon out for $150+. I wish they would just bottle more of this. Bottle their 1792 15 year. How about that? Put it out there for us. I wish it was easier to find, but definitely in the S tier for me. Freaking love it. So there we have it. That is my tier list. Let's look at the final rankings of this. The small batch is going to be coming in at the B tier. The Bottled and Bond, S tier. Gotta love it. Single barrel, sorry. Better luck next time, you failed. Full proof coming in at the A tier. I know some of you are probably gonna, you know, attack me and be like, that's totally S tier, but you know, the ethanol brings it down a little bit. The sweet wheat barely squeezing by. It is in the C tier. Think it's fine. You know, you need to step your game up a little bit though. And then finally, the 12 year, again, another S tier 1792 bottle. Absolutely love it. So be sure, leave a comment down below what you think of my ranking and let people know what your ranking is so they can compare the lists. You know, my palate's mine, yours is yours. Our lists could be totally different. If you like the video, leave a like on it. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and do so you can see more videos like this. And until next time, I'm Trev Wilson. I'll see ya next video.